You've probably heard by now that mortgage interest rates are over 6%. And in fact, they're probably heading towards 7%. We all know that prices are pretty high right now. They've been going up drastically, especially the past couple of years. So do these things mean that it's a really bad time to buy? It might be. Everybody's situation is different, and now might not be the right time for you to buy. In this video, I'm going to cover 7 reasons why now might actually be a good time to buy, despite the high prices and despite the high interest rates. Hi, I'm Allesen Cann. I'm a real estate agent here in beautiful San Diego, California. Thanks for finding your way to my channel. Please hit the subscribe button and the little bell so you get notified every time I put out a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you get any value from it. All right, let's dive in. The first reason that now might actually be a good time to buy a house is that there is drastically less competition now than there has been over the past 2-3 years. We have seen pretty much nothing but bidding wars over the past couple of years, and it can be hard. A lot of buyers, it took them 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or more offers before they were able to get a house. And those offers that they were putting in had gone way over list price. They had given up a lot of their protections, and it wasn't fun. Like it just kind of sucked being a buyer, quite honestly. Now, there are so many few buyers in the market that for the majority of the time, you're not gonna have to deal with bidding wars. Now, if it's that obnoxiously cute house that everyone's gonna want and it's priced well, you may still have, one or two other people in the bidding. But for the most part, you're not gonna see the bidding wars where there's 10, 15, 20 people. I think I'd be a little surprised even to hear that there was more than 5. So the lack of competition right now could be really helpful so that you don't have to pay drastically over list price and give up all of your protections. The second reason that it could be a good time to buy a house is that prices have actually dropped. Across San Diego County, we're down about 9% on average, and I'm seeing some areas that have dropped from the high this year 20, 30, 40%. So there are definitely deals to be had, and we don't know how long that's gonna last. So if you want a good deal right now, could be the time to grab one. The third reason is seller concessions. And a seller concession means you negotiate in with the seller that they will help you pay your closing costs. Or in today's market, we're seeing a lot of sellers help buyers pay down their interest rate. And there are a number of ways to do that. So if you can get a seller to help you pay for some of this stuff, like help pay for your closing costs so you don't need as much cash to close, or help you pay your interest rate down so that that's not as high and you can actually afford more house, those can be really helpful things, and they're not things that we've been able to do for the past few years. So this is a kind of a great situation for a lot of people who are going to keep more cash in their pockets because they can now negotiate seller concessions. The fourth reason that now could be a good time to buy a house is that we can actually now use any loan type we want. So for the past couple of years, you pretty much had to be putting at least 20% down. The more you were putting down, the better, because sellers then felt like if there was an appraisal issue, you would have cash to make up the difference. Now, appraisals have gotten easier and we don't have to worry about that as much. In fact, sellers are just happy to get an offer. So even if you're doing VA or FHA, you can totally get a house because the sellers aren't able to be as picky about who their buyer is. So it could be a great time to get into a house for less money out of pocket, which you couldn't do for the past couple of years, at least very easily. We definitely got clients in with those loans, but it was just a lot harder. The fifth reason it could be a good time to buy a house now is that while prices are down a little bit right now, they are expected to keep going up over the next few years. Now, the numbers are definitely not as drastic as what we've been seeing. They're gonna be either below the average or right around the average. So we're seeing anywhere from like 2 to 5% price increases nationwide over the next couple of years. And if that holds true, then you can still make money owning a home, and especially if you buy it when the prices are a little bit low, then you can go up from there. Could be a really great position. And the sixth reason that it's a good idea to buy a house now instead of waiting is that rents are expected to just keep going up. And as long as inflation stays up here in San Diego, that means that rents can increase by 9% easily. I think we can go up to 10 even right now. So just know that when you are paying rent, that can go up every single year. Your mortgage is fixed, the mortgage part of it. There are things that can adjust some. Your home insurance can adjust, your HOA payment could adjust, but the mortgage payment in and of itself is going to be fixed, so you don't have to worry about that, whereas your rent payment can totally change. The other thing is that while interest rates are 6% or more right now, a rent payment is 100% interest. You get no return on it at all. So even if you're paying 6%, that's a heck of a lot better than 100%. And the seventh reason that now could be a good time to buy, I kind of mentioned earlier, is that appraisals are a lot easier right now because things aren't selling at these ridiculously high prices, way over list price, higher than all the comps in the area. We're not having to worry about the appraisals as much. And in fact, in areas where prices have dropped, getting a place to appraise at a lower value is super easy right now because everything else is above it, and the appraiser's like, yep, no problem. In fact, I had a buyer recently where they had their appraisal waived because they were in an area that had all very similar homes, and the price of the home that they would be purchasing fell in the range of all the other homes that had sold, or was actually well below. And so the lender said, we don't need an appraisal, it looks fine. So now could be a good time to not have to worry about appraisal issues or put any extra cash out of pocket in order to make up an appraisal gap. All right, those are my 7 ideas. Okay, those are my 7 tips. What do you think? Is now the right time for you to buy? Do you have other questions? If so, let me know below in the comments or shoot me a DM. Happy to answer any questions that you have to see if now is the right time. Again, it may not be, but if it is, these might be some things that you want to take advantage of while they last. Please hit the subscribe button and give this a thumbs up, and check out my next video.